Hey everybody, how's it going? This is The Prisoner. This is episode 9. This episode is called Many Happy Returns. Last episode for me was probably my favourite of all of the ones that I've watched so far. I loved it. The whole concept of them trying to make number 6 believe he wasn't number 6, but he was actually a number 12. And his job was to confuse number 6 into thinking, things that weren't correct and basically break him. But in effect, he was just breaking himself because the guy pretending to be number 6 was actually a dude named Curtis, and he died because Rover got him, and that was like terrifying. Like this poor dude who was, he was like pretending, but like, oh my god, the fact that Rover killed him is like, we've only ever really seen Rover kill one other person, and I think that was in the first ever episode, and it was someone who ran from Rover, and I was just like, this dude ran, like never run from that ball because that ball will get you. So to see that, they go to these extremes, like saying, oh, he's got a mole when he didn't have a mole, taking him when he was asleep, getting the lady Alison, who he had a really good and nice friendship with, to basically lie to make him think that he wasn't like number 6. But this whole concept of all of these mind games and all of these experiments that they do on people in this village is actually quite terrifying. And it was interesting to listen to Alison toward the end, where she was like, some of us are lucky enough to get a second chance, which obviously means some people probably have left the village at some point after being sent here. But how many of those people were okay once they got out of the village? Because that place would change a person greatly, I think, with everything that happens there. Although some people do seem to be quite content to be there. I think I'd be like number 6 and I'd just be like, get me out of this place. I would hate it so much. And that point where I thought number 6 was going to say to the fake number 6, this is why I resigned, I literally held my breath because I was like, oh god, no, they can't learn that information like this. That would kind of be like, bloody hell, what a revelation. I'm interested in this one because it's called Many Happy Returns, so I'm assuming it's either the anniversary of when number 6 arrived or number 6's birthday. So let's go. Why no water? How we do bath? Oh, does he have no electricity either? Because that kettle's not boiling. Oh, yeah, the door's electronic, isn't it? Well, that bloody works. Where is everyone? We haven't seen the cat since the lady was number 2. Why is it a ghost town? Oh god, what kind of experiment is this? It's like 28 days later. Oh god, they've even dressed it to make it look like people were made coffee. I love those old knockers. I'm just thinking Many Happy Returns is it the returns of the people who are missing, and they're happy that they're back. What is he doing? Oh, is he going to build a raft? Oh. Cameras. There's cameras everywhere. Like every head statue is a camera. Pictures are never going to make it to a person, are they? He's not taking the cat. Take the baba. I could never have done this. I'm useless at, like, orientation. The tally hole. It's going to run out of paper. Yeah, maybe he shouldn't have took the cat, because the cat might not be okay. Boat? It's not going to be like the last time we were on a boat, is this? Are they just nicking all of his stuff? Oh my god! Yeah, he did. I hope he keeps his wits about him. Is he gonna cook something? I don't really think now's the time. I hope he's got that film on him.
Schnell, nimm das Steuer!
Oh, behind. Oh, that was a bang to the head. Ah.
Where is this place?
Huh?
A road. Where is there a road?
Ah, dan doi. Do the gun.
He's gonna jump on it? Oh, I just think it's a bit too convenient for a van to rock up. This can't be happening, right? Oh, he is. Buckingham Place, that's where he lives, right? I doubt it has a key.
Yes?
Who owns this house?
Beg your pardon.
Well, I'm sorry. What I meant was I'd like to see your master.
My mistress is not at home.
Do you mind if I wait?
Make yourself at home.
It is his home.
And I'll organise some tea. You would like some tea?
Very much.
There's the
I'm
rug.
Mrs. Butterworth. Refreshments on the way.
God, even the door's
Now,
like the
tell
front
me
door of
more.
his
What's the
cottage.
date?
Saturday, March the 18th.
Tomorrow's my birthday.
You're an odd fellow.
Sorry. You must think I'm crazy.
Is that
Oh,
why he's
isn't
been
these
let out?
days?
Because it's his
No,
birthday.
this was my house
Really?
Yeah.
In better days.
before I went away.
Bon voyage.
Mrs. Butterworth, you've been tremendous.
No speeches. Off you go. Don't forget to come back.
I'll be back!
I might even bake you a birthday cake.
A place to put people who can't be left around.
Mm-hmm.
People who know too much or too little. A place with many means of breaking a man.
Intriguing.
They have their own cinema, their own newspaper.
Recreation hall?
Their own television station?
Radio.
A credit card system, and if you're a good boy and cop up the secrets, you are gracefully retired into the old people's home.
But no escape.
They also have a very impressive graveyard.
Tell him our problem, Thorpe.
We're in the village.
You resign. You disappear. You return. You spin a yarn that Hans Christian Andersen would reject for a fairy tale.
And we must be sure. People defect. An unhappy thought, but a fact of life.
Shit.
They defect.
He didn't
from one
defect.
side to the other.
I also have a problem. I'm not sure which side runs this village.
Check every detail contained in our ex-colleague's report.
I estimate you would have averaged some 3.5 knots.
Yes, assuming fair wind.
You had fair wind?
Mostly.
You appreciate there is no allowance for tide.
No, there couldn't have been. I had no charts nor any means of assessing them.
Precisely.
So where did it come from?
You slept for how long?
4 hours out of each 24.
Remarkable. So, in your 25 days at sea, you proceeded at an average of 3.5 knots for 20 hours out of each 24.
We only
on a
saw up to
northeast
day 18 on his
course, which would put
writings.
us at
4 hours sleep, 20 hours under fair sail, maximum travel on a true course, 1,750 miles.
Where was the lighthouse?
Here. Coast of Morocco, southwest of Portugal and Spain.
We found it. That's it.
Jesus.
seeing you.
It was never going to be that easy.
Many happy returns.
Happy birthday. This episode was just... I still think last episode was my favourite, but this one I found probably just as interesting. Number 6, waking up and there's nobody here. For him then to build a raft and basically travel for 25 days, although we only saw him right up to number 18, and then come across this boat where these people were clearly part of the whole thing. Threw him took all of his stuff, left him in the water. He then got on there and was able to get to a lighthouse and basically get back to London, which I was like, holy hell, this can't actually be happening. For people to actually really start believing him. And then it just makes you realise just how deep this thing goes, because there are people everywhere. The pilot being part of it. I think the guy who said he was an old friend was probably a part of it. The fact that they narrowed down the region where they believe the village is, and possibly Gibraltar, that obviously makes sense because of, ties to Britain. So it's like, oh, hang on, they might have started to crack this thing. For number 6 to be the one person that had to go in that plane to have a look and then to be ejected, and then he's ended up back in the village. Him going back to his own house was really interesting because I noticed a lot of the decor was very similar to the decor that's in his cottage in the village. And I was like, oh, the rug's the same. The lampshades were very similar as well. And just the doors, the design of the doors were very much like his front door. And the car, it's like, all they do is play mind games on this guy, and they clearly did all this because it was his birthday. And the woman who now owned his house, I think he probably still owns it, and it's still in his name. They just used it as part of this whole ploy to get him to think he was getting somewhere, was the new number 2, and she brought him a cake at the end because she said, I'll be seeing you soon, and I'll make you a cake. I love the fact that we saw the cat again, because we haven't seen the cat since the last lady number 2. So that was interesting that these 2 lady number 2s have both kind of look after this black cat, I guess. The fact that the cat hadn't moved and was just still in the same place makes me think he wasn't gone for 25 days. I don't think he was gone for as long as he thought he was, and maybe he's just lost sense of time whilst he was out there on his own. This is just getting more intriguing the further on in I get into it, and I absolutely love it. I'm going to sign off and say thank you, and I will see you guys later, so thank you.